Hey everybody, we are actually in the eye wall of a slightly stronger Ada. It is unbelievable whipping here.
This old job is always causing stress.
I'm tucking the truck here perfectly.
All I ever do is work, I don't get no rest.
Man,
I
got
know
some video
first
footage.
night is on the way.
Crazy. Let me see if I can get outside. Let me
Down
see if I
in
can.
trouble walk.
You just wouldn't believe how much rocking the truck is. Oh shit!
Oh, me drunk donkey IPA. Let that magic mango chase my blues away.
We're in the eye of Ada here in Key Largo.
Among my friends,
Tremendous
I swear the page goes live.
coming in. Currently. I'm semi-protected here by my truck, so no worries, but semi-protected. I don't want to get the camera wet, but man, the trees beside me are completely sideways.
Friend uptown said things were bad when he was
I'm not sure what the gusts are, but definitely this is a tropical storm. I think we're seeing a little higher gusts. I got the back turned right now and trying to keep the camera from getting wet. We're in Key Largo. We're in the eye of Ada.
All right, what's up? Anybody dancing? Taco Tuesday. What's up, Richard?
Right.
Uh-oh. I hear myself. I forgot to turn something off. Facebook, okay. I got 5 chats running. We're streaming on 5 platforms. So sometimes I mess up. No, not sometimes. Every time. It was so much easier when it was just Facebook. Now we're on YouTube, X, Brew Crew, TikTok. Shelly forgot her coffee. Well, how's everybody doing? I'm having a good morning. Thank you, NWR, Jess. What's up, Sailor Sean? Nothing. Do I think something's going to come to Florida? Well, not anything out there right now. Well, there's always weather to talk about, but right now we got a little bit to talk about. I will say, doing my normal scan of things this morning, there was a little bit more stuff happening west of the Caribbean. We'll get into all that. We got Megan in the Outer Banks. Holy cow, y'all have like the no-name storm of the year right there. Morning, Brian Davis. We got a lot of weather. Bobby, you've been covering that storm in the Outer Banks too, right? It's almost like a tropical storm. It was not defined enough. It was more of a frontal low pressure area. Scott White, hey, thank you, bud. So we'll talk about it. Matt Cook with the Jimmy Buffett quote, "The weather is here. I wish it was beautiful." Hannah, right, there's always weather to talk about. We always get a yawn from Longo. He stayed today when Julie left the house. He's learning not to run outside. You are. We know. We appreciate your efforts. Mark, good morning all. What's up? So yeah, we're gonna say hi for a few minutes. Chris Hargis brings up the Bucks. Oh my goodness, what a game! I was lost my voice, I think, a couple times. Got my exercise in jumping up and down out of that chair. I could tell you that much. There's another yawn. Nope. That's like your fourth yawn. Bobby, what are you cooking? Another no name storm. This is like a nor'easter. Morning, Richard. Yeah, he is cute. What's up? What are you doing? We got Louie on the lap too, so we're gonna have to show both dogs today. So we'll be doing that here in a second. Hey, two fun things coming up today. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, Apollo Beach is not that far away. It's just south of Tampa a little bit there, and I'll be at the ABC from 5 to 7 p.m. with Longo and Louie and Julie and Sarah. And we'll be signing your purchases of Spaghetti Model IPA. Uh-oh, somebody was at the door. It was my Amazon. So hopefully we'll come on out tonight. It's free, 5 to 7 p.m. And they bought extra Spaghetti Model IPA. The most awesome IPA on the planet. And we'll be also doing one on Thursday. We will be at the other side of the state at Cocoa Beach. So we're at the two beaches, Apollo Beach today, 5 to 7, and then Thursday at Cocoa Beach, 5 to 7 over there. Got a lot of people supposed to be coming over to the Cocoa Beach one. It's pretty awesome. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then Saturday, I'm throwing out the first pitch of the Rays game. I got my bag of balls. I'm going to start practicing. Hey, Paul. Cool, buddy. So if you're a big Rays fan, cheer me on. Saturday we'll be at the Rays game against the Red Sox. Throwing out the first pitch. Hoping not to embarrass our family name. Especially since I have a softball pitcher in our family, Emily. Emily's going to be there to laugh about it. So that'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to share that journey. Throwing out the first pitch. So never dreamed in a million years. Been a Rays fan for a long time. Way before the kids were born. We've been going to the Rays games since they were 2 years old, with both of them. So, this is Louie. All right, Karen's coming on over. Appreciate that. I am not practicing yet, Cassandra, but I will. Judith, no meet and greets. We do sometimes. We're going to be announcing a special end of the year benefit party in the middle of the state that will be a great chance to come hang with all of us and support a good cause. We did it last year, and we're going to do it again this year. We just haven't announced it yet, but it's the first weekend after Thanksgiving, December the 5th. So mark it on your calendars. We're going to be doing a special benefit party in the middle of the state at a special place. I can't hint. I don't want to hint. All right, we're going to say hello for a few more minutes. Hey, Jessica. Yep, dang, what's that? Good morning, Shannon from Cape Coral. Say, what did you type there? Morning from Outer Banks. Hey, Patrick Wells, let's get a weather update. What's it like there? We're going to show you some stuff. You guys had like tropical storm force winds. Do I think Florida's going to be impacted? I'm always worried into September, October for Florida, especially this year with all the conditions down in the Caribbean. And, hopefully the waters will cool down a little bit more. But, yeah, I think every year we have to be on alert of the possibilities. But, anyway. All right, tacos. Let's say hi for a few more minutes and we'll go right into the weather. I think things picked picked up a little bit overnight. Look at my Hurricane Hunters koozie. I'm going to make a koozie wall in the back porch with fishing line and clothesline clips. What do you call them things? Anyway, and I'm going to start hanging my koozies. Because we all collect koozies. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to pull the keep peer up cam. I can't show it though because it might be copyrighted. Amber, they're sleepy this time of day, yes. They're getting better. They play in the morning. Oh, where was that camp at? Who just mentioned that? That'd be interesting. Well driller. Where's that at? Island Oaks Camp. That would be fun. Clothespin. What the hell was I thinking there, O-Town? Yep, 39 was the last. 39, the big graphic everybody was sharing yesterday. The longest stretch of no-name storms since like 1939. Now it's another day. Morning, Harold. Clothespins. All right. Now I feel silly. I don't know what did I say? Clothesline pins? Oh, I just ordered my contacts too, by the way. Ooh. So anyway, that's that. Let's put up some satellite imagery. Keep that going while we say hi for a couple more minutes. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 blobs out there, but there's only 2 that are actually being tracked. This is all junk from an upper level low, so it's nothing to worry about as of now. There's our Invest 92, and then there's our wave coming off Africa. So those are the 2 big things we're going to be talking about today. Plus, down the road, big question marks, a little more support today than there was yesterday. So I'll talk about that. Yeah, I saw the bridge, Scott, in Outer Banks there with the that trailer that blew off that. Hey, that's how I feel when I storm chase. When you cross those bridges, I'm there for like Louisiana. Those bridges are so tall around the Mississippi. And me and Joe, my buddy Joe, when we went to the Corkscrew Bridge in Sargent Beach, going over that bridge with 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts, I drive really close to the rail because I'm hoping the rail blocks the truck from flipping. So, Moats is on vacation. Well, where are you vacationing at? Marine Tech, I think November is always very active. This year, probably too, because unless that water really cools down, we're going to be in La Nina, and that's light wind shear. And these jet streams that comes farther south will lift anything down in that Caribbean or crossing Mexico there, like Milton did. So jet streams end up being your friend for the East Coast, and sometimes they're your enemy in the Gulf because they help lift and they actually help ventilate a system. And Riviera from the Keys, good morning. So anyway, all right, let's talk about things. Did my walk today, by the way. It was good. Felt good today. Got me some new flip-flops. I know everybody's cringing right now. Judy, Shelly. But they're thicker support. All right, I got a lot of good stuff to show you. All right. Here's current radar. There's a lot of rain. Here's the Outer Banks, Virginia. We got some heavy rain. That's rotation. Why isn't it named? Well, a couple of reasons. One, it's not an independent low pressure. It's attached to a frontal line, cold core. But anyway, plus the pressures are only 1010. But it's a low pressure. Low pressure spin. Walks like a duck. Bobby, right? What do they say? Talks like a duck. Quack, quack. Yeah, NC Rob, what's up, buddy? I bet I saw 50-mile-an-hour winds. I thought some of y'all would see more. Did you see more impacts / effects from this than you did with Aaron, maybe? Definitely the rain. Aaron had no rain, right? Because it was too far offshore. This is rain, possibility of spin-up tornadoes. I think it's pretty dang tropical. Morning, Matt from Winter Garden. All right. Spinach. All right, we're going to roll right into it. I'm not going to be rude now. But we're just going to talk weather for a little bit. Aaron was bad. Scott, okay. Gotcha. Well, I just said I wasn't going to talk. All right, so we got flash flood. Obviously, Northern Carolina, east side, Virginia there. We got a flood watch up, obviously. A lot of heavy rain coming. 3 to 4 to 5 inches of rain still to come. Tornado chances today in that darker green coming in off of the Atlantic, the warm Gulf Stream. These things spin in, so you can always have that water spout, brief tornado in the darker green area. Some of the wind gusts from yesterday, I didn't look at today, but these are your wind gusts. This is sampling Virginia Beach 51. We had 50s all the way up and down the Outer Banks. I parametered out 40 plus, so there was obviously a lot more 30s in here, but these were the 40 plus wind gusts. And this is what the surface charts look like this morning. There's your little low pressure, 1010. Remember, low pressure spin counterclockwise, so all this was coming right into the northern part there, the North Carolina into Virginia, spinning in. Pretty fascinating. This was a little interesting yesterday. I actually saw Bobby posted this too, but this is different, to see a flood watch, coastal flood, wind advisory, and high surf advisory for the Outer Banks. So that was pretty. All right, let's shift to Florida now. So what we got cooking? We got a front backing up, and we're going to have some heavy rain. Remember we all were in a drought a couple weeks ago? Guess what? Mother Nature figures out a way to even out all the time. What's up, Harold? How's it going, buddy? It was worse, Renee says, than Aaron. Well, there you go. Some was worse, some wasn't. Just different impacts. That's for sure. So there you go, heavy rain. So look at this, man. We're gonna have, we can see some marginal severe PM storms, but mainly rain. But 5-6 inches possibly here. Floods a lot down there in southeast Florida. So that's going to be all the way through Saturday morning. This is Saturday morning rainfall. It's going to rain a little bit more on Saturday, but so that's a big story. Big rain. I put this graphic out right before we went live. I thought it was kind of funny because Interstate 4 now is your great divider. If you're north to I-4, this is rainfall through Sunday night, almost nothing. This is accumulated rains, so 0.3. That just means that you might get a random shower. Somebody might, but that's heavy stuff. 4 or 5 inches, across South Florida, down in the Keys. So that's through the weekend. There you go. Daily rains, kind of give what's cooking. Here's today. That rain's already starting to show up. I-4, this is Wednesday rains. Here's Thursday rains. A little heavier. This is 24-hour rains here. This is accumulated. No, it's not. Darn it. Let me go fix that. I was going to say it. I messed up there. All right, so here's your rains today. It looks the same as it did on the last graphic. Oh, no, that's Wednesday. Hang on a minute. Here's Tuesday. Let's start over again. Tuesday rains. How about a Mecca? Man, 3 touchdowns. Awesome. All right, so here's your rains today, Tuesday. Here's your rains Wednesday. This is 24-hour rain. So, yeah, Wednesday's going to be heavy tomorrow. That's 24-hour rains. Wednesday. Here's Thursday rains. Man, even more rains. This is 24-hour rains. Man, that's a lot of rain one day. That's Thursday rains. Wow. And then Friday rains. A little less, but not really. And then Saturday rains. Starts to lighten up a little bit on Saturday. And then Sunday rains. So, man, you got a lot of rain coming down there. I didn't even look at the flood potential map. Let's see what we got. I'm sure they got it in yellow. No, they don't. They probably will, though, for Thursday, maybe. Here's your excessive rain map for today. Obviously, where our storms coming in on the mid-Atlantic coast there. We got this green tomorrow. We'll see if they update that. But you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, enough of that. Let's close out this window. Now let's talk tropics. Oh, Renee says trees at the house. What's up, Miss Tracy? You missed the pups, Cortez. All right, well, we'll hang around at the end if we remember. Because they're sleeping right now. Marty is getting tired of OBX. Ugh. Boo. OBX, it should be cleared out of there by tomorrow. Slowly, that low pressure is moving inland. Let's do tropics a little bit, since that's 99% of people watching. So we got two things out there. We got the red number 90% is Invest 92. Why do they call it an Invest? Well, first off, it's got some sort of a circulation, so they can put that data into the models, and it's just an area to be investigated. Investigative area. Investigative area. So. They start the season at 90, they go to 99, and after 99, they go back down to 90 again. There's no reason it's 92. The next system, if the 20% gets a little more organized, it'll become Invest 93, and then we'll have spaghetti models and stuff. So that's just coming off the coast of Africa there. And this big blob is a lot of moisture. Still dry air and shear, though. Remember, we had a 90% Invest 91 last week or so, and it never did anything. So I have seen the rain come down on a sunny day. John, I might. I'm just stubborn about shoes or socks. So. All right, so where are these going? Let's take a look. So here's your latest 15-day ensembles. I know these are confusing, but it does tell you a lot. This is actually looking at the way behind, too, somewhere in this mess. But there's a majority of the European ensembles, a lot of them, pretty much doing that. And all you really need to know is none of them are really going over here for now. GFS, almost the same, obviously. A couple of them are getting close to Caribbean. But that's a vast majority of models suggesting that Invest 92 is going to curve. Systems curve when there's fronts. Fronts weaken the Bermuda high. They go around this high that's very weak now. And that's what they do. So Bermuda could be close for you all Monday, Tuesday. We'll show you the way behind. A lot of models are showing it follow 92, but the Euro AI had it go weak west and actually try to develop down here. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about here in a second. So two different things are popping up that kind of caught my eye today. The GFS ensembles now are kind of picking what the Euro AI is picking, and more of a wave gets lifted up. And then the Euro, or that's the GFS, the Euro actually had a lot more support the last several runs of possibly something crossing over or just general low pressure. So there's definitely more support today on the Euro than there was yesterday as far as something brewing late month September. All right, so here's your latest spaghetti models on tropical tidbits. So the latest trend is still east of Bermuda. There's Bermuda. So let's hope that trend continues. Yesterday they did too, but notice a little zigzag, and I don't know. I don't see anything that's going to change that. So good news, right? Caribbean blocked. This is 92. And it could be a big storm. Could be a strong one. Could be a pretty powerful storm once it passes some dry air and shear. Spaghetti models on the GFS ensembles here, showing you that. A couple of them going weaker, dissolving, but majority pulling to the north. Your Euro ensembles, not all of them are developing it. That's the key too. Remember, the last Invest didn't develop. There was all this 90% forever, and it never developed. So nothing's ever a guarantee in the tropics. I was surprised there wasn't more European ensembles showing development, but that's what we got. Individual model runs on tropical tidbits. Let's take a look at this. I want to go into a couple different areas. Here's Invest 92. We're watching for generally lower pressures here. The CAG setup, we've been watching this develop possibly into the month. Very common place of energy this time of year. Here's the wave coming in behind 92. There's that little wave out in front we talked a little bit about last week. Actually, there was always something showing up here, but it's not really defined. It gets very close to Bermuda, passes just to the east as a 940 hurricane, kind of pulls into the system behind the 20%er, and you can kind of see it popping in the picture here. 28th, 29th. that's kind of what the why is it so dark? There we go. Then this little frontal line that's coming across too. This is kind of what the euro is showing. So couple things to keep your eye on. You know, this 20% wave, if it does not develop, it might go weaker west. Could get a little window here, and we also have a little energy sliding across here that's being picked up by GFS and euro. So here's your wave behind 92. You can kind of see it very vaguely right here, but then we're seeing this crossover here, which is interesting, on a system in the Pacific that did that. So that's always a possibility. So that's just a little more stuff to keep your eye on long range. The last night's 00Z, there's our new yellow spot, and there it is, weak. And it kind of tries to develop it at the end of the run there. See it? This is the yellow spot coming off of Africa. Gets a little life. So that's definitely an interesting setup. Weaker west, man. We talk about it all year. So let's just do the last two runs. Latest euro. AI, there's our 92. There's our weak wave coming in behind. Another one behind the yellow one. And it doesn't really do much with it this run. Kind of dissolves it. But the runs prior, here's our wave, the yellow wave. And it kind of does what the GFS was doing. Develops it. Timing would be the 28th. Long way away. But that makes sense. If you look at this graphic here, anything coming off of Africa here could be 12 to 14 days. Right? 12 to 14 days from today would be the 28th. 12 days. So that's the wave coming off Africa. The Euro AI and one of the GFS is saying it stays weak. But things that far, I hope you know, are not set in stone at all. But it is noteworthy because the Euro AI hasn't really shown much all year. And it did it last night too. Right there. 28th, 29th. All right, so there's that one. Main European run. Here's our wave behind 92. Doesn't really do anything with it. You could argue it's somewhere here, 27th. Doesn't do anything with it. So there you go. The higher resolution models don't go out far enough. So for Bermuda, the latest run was 955, very close. Like I said, the spaghetti models are trending east right now, so I would stay away from operational runs right now. But that's still strong. 954 possible hurricane. That would be next Monday on the Euro, right there. Latest GFS, like I said, it's been trending a little to the east, so I wouldn't be too worried yet. Just be aware, obviously. Tiny little island out there in the middle of nowhere, like Hawaii. Storms pass to the left, they pass to the right. But so anyway, the spaghetti models are your friend right now, and they're trending a little bit to your east. So there's that. I want to talk about this. This is weather in a nutshell too. This is your tropical depression formation, and we got that little spot. I don't know. That is interesting, I will say, because we showed it last week. This is the basic look from last week. Was 92 wave coming in behind, little spot in the Gulf maybe, and then this little line. But these are very small percentages, but just they are showing up as weak lows coming up, which. I wonder where that source is coming from, by the way. I don't think it's this right here. Probably energy coming down here that slides, eventually works its way like that, probably. This is 92 right there. All right, I don't know. But the interesting thing is our 92 turns. This is 92, this little spot. There's our new wave behind it. And then, Euro's expecting it to follow 92. But here is the Gulf, and starting to show a little bit more percentages to 26th, 27th. So that was more than yesterday. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, we had that. Yesterday afternoon, we had that. Now we have that. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's a little bit of weird crossover, mingling with a wave, possibly even tropical storm percentages, which aren't a lot, but purple. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on the 12Z and see if it's back, but some sort of a crossover. And like I said, that's what the latest GFS was showing. Kind of interesting. There's 92. Check this out. Watch this little energy here. And it's happened before lots of times. Systems will come across and some of that energy will plop on over into the Gulf there. See that? And I suspect 27th, looking at the Euro ensembles, 27th, it's kind of thinking the same thing. And I bet you if we look at the KMA, it has an amazing way of being a little aggressive on sniffing things out. But sometimes, a lot of times, it actually does before anybody else. So let's take a look at the KMA. Yeah, look at that. What'd I tell you? 27th. The 27th? So that's why I was thinking, we got a little, that's how things happen. You know, you start to get a little bit more too early to start making 24/7 posts about any of this stuff, but I do like to do what I do, and we look at this stuff together. So yeah, a little crossover action, interesting. The UK is too far away. It won't go out 168 hours, so it only goes out 23rd. But with all the conditions out there, here's that weak wave behind 92. So if anything, right here actually, it's not doing anything with it. Not a lot of models are showing much with the wave coming in behind 92. So yeah, it gets close to Bermuda, 998. So yeah, Bermuda's definitely watching. Hopefully the trend is your friend and it's going to go to the east. Yeah, timing would be Monday, Tuesday though, next week in Bermuda, so that's still a week away. Those water temps I talked about yesterday from Cedar Key. They dipped below 80 degrees yesterday. And you can see that on the 7-day temperature map here in Tropical Tidbits. These are your 7-day temperature change. And they have went down. Even the main anomaly maps have went down below normal. So that front line cooled the water. So another thing I noticed yesterday, we talked about it, was the ocean heat content that was record hot last week because of this cold front that came down. We had a big drop in that right here, look. So that is a big drop in ocean heat content. Still hot. Aaron formed over 82 degrees water from a tropical storm to a Cat 5 overnight. So water temperature, I think, sometimes is a little bit overhyped, to tell you the truth. Hey, Matt. Yeah, Harvey was a weird one. It actually was a wave. Exactly. If you look at the track of Harvey, it was an open wave and across the Yucatan and got going fast. So yeah, it's the seed. What you watch for is the seed, the tropical wave seed. But yeah, Cortez, the water's chilly. What's up, Tabitha? So obviously none of this stuff. How often? Euro updates every 6 hours. Bobby, thanks, buddy. How you doing, man? Sam Gentry, good morning. Julie. But yeah, so that's what we do here. You know, I love looking long range. Ben, nothing's coming to Florida. There's nothing yet official out there. So that's good. Everybody's worried about Florida, but there's the only two things out there. One is 12 days away on the coast of Africa. If it was to even come anything to worry about, almost 2 weeks. We've learned things can change overnight. And at this point, not a lot of models are showing the wave behind 92 developing. A lot of wind shear out there. We talked about this yesterday. There's a lot of instability out there. There's a lot of chaos. I tell you what, though, Invest 92 is massive. This blob of moisture. It's incredible. But there's all these little low pressure spinners. Look at that. That's going to be a tough little patch. It's kind of running up towards it. I don't know if it's going to run together with it. And then we got this. That's a lot of wind shear. So just very messy. But obviously we worry about here because of La Nina coming, and historically that's where we watch. And that's what we'll do. Chris, curve is the word. Yeah, well, we got some more ensembles we can look at. Let's look at the 10-day ensembles on the Weather Nerds. See if we're seeing anything with this one. See, it's fizzling it out. That's a new wave coming behind it. So the Euro's not even expecting the 20% wave to survive. But what's tricky is, remember, these things track, they space themselves out. So while it's not showing up here, a weaker wave is going to be heading that direction. And that would be where to watch, possibly. And I think that's probably some of the lines popping here 10 days out, 26. Nah. But see that crossover happening? That's interesting. That's new. Well, now it's not really new. It's been showing this area, but each run is getting a little bit more. Now the GFS is showing it. So GFS operational is showing it, but a lot of the European ensembles are showing it too. And like I said, we've had a lot of systems over the years. This time of year, crossover from that area. Let's take a looky at the GFS here and see. Definitely got some going a little farther west on that second wave. I know you like, what am I looking at? But there are a couple going west. So the second wave could be tricky to watch. I'm not gonna talk about it too much right now. There's our wave popping in the scene. So yeah, you know, this is the Google model. So really, this right here is the 27th. This is interesting. This is the weaker west setup. That's very, not a lot of members, but still, it's where I'm going to keep my focus on this afternoon for sure. But there's not a lot of support, so that's why I don't get too invested in anything too soon. There they are popping up again. So yeah. Hey, you heard it here first. What's up, Miss Lisa Clark? Morning, Casey. Mike's walking. Hell yeah. Morning, Ian. Tammy, so far, the model's doing the best so far. Man, I wish I knew. They're all terrible this year. Canadians always pretty darn good. Oh, man. Euro AI is not really done great. We haven't had anything to really sniff anything out. When Aaron was formed, the GFS kept hitting Florida. The Euro hit the Yucatan. The Euro hit Texas. So they were even bad. So... yeah, Samson, we got to just pay attention. I mean, really, if Yeah, I'm not worried about other than Bermuda. Obviously, we have a lot of people in Bermuda. I mean, but this is what's tricky. You know, I'm not going to knee jerk reaction and start posting about it until another cycle of runs. But theory wise, there's a lot of sources of juice coming in this general area. If that makes sense, we got a wave that's starting to pop somewhere, and we have maybe some crossover, and it's all around the 26th, 7th, 8th, couple, But I might do a post 12Z. If there's confidence in the 12Z, I'll post about it. I didn't look at the Canadian. Why didn't I look at the Canadian? What the heck am I doing here? So here's that wave behind 92 in the Canadian, and it fizzles it out. Then it kind of pulls it up into it. But then we got this juice here coming up, kind of the same time frame as the Euro. So the Canadian's sniffing a little low pressure, 25th, 26th. The Euro hasn't done it on the operational run yet, but it is on the ensembles. And there's your GFS kind of. So yeah, it's tricky. There's a lot going on here at the end of the month. But we're going to be into that. I know we keep talking about it, but historically, when you're in one of these passing green phases of the MJO, this is the end of the month, 25, 30th, 5th, 10th of October. It's been known to really flip a switch and pop some storms. So we got that coming. We got, still ocean heat content, still very warm down there. And we got light wind shear. So, I mean, those three things alone, I'm telling you, you got to be careful nowadays. You don't want to make stuff up until there's something there to talk about. Otherwise, it just creates too much hype. So I'm not going to do that yet. That's right, David. Even myself, right? But I agree with you. But that's why I like doing what we do here. I've always done that. Yeah, the dust has definitely been more this year, Tammy. And it usually doesn't make it that far into the Caribbean. Mr. Sanchez there, morning, Texas. Yeah, and there's a lot of Marianne, right? There's always stuff late season. So anyway, what can we talk about in the last couple minutes? We'll be live tomorrow. We got a meet and greet. Alexa, good morning. I'll start saying hello to everybody here that I missed. Hey, girl, honey. Oh, now Alexa's talking to me. What if your name was Alexa? Alexa, disaster management. How do you go through life with a name like Alexa? Because every time I mention your name, my Alexa's going off. Alexa, can you change your name? I don't know what she's saying. Now she wants to stop talking. Oh, she had to change it. There you go. Oh, Jay, cooking. Oh, Tammy, I should be. Yep. Hopefully it's later because I got a meeting at 11:30. They usually email me in the morning. So I'll know in the morning what time we're on Fox tomorrow. But meet and greet tonight at Apollo Beach. We got one Thursday. I'm throwing out the first pitch at the Rays game on Saturday. If you're there, please cheer because I surely don't want crickets. Dennis was on there a couple weeks ago and Paul Delgado. I wonder if I could bring in my own speaker. Play a big loud speaker of applause. Good morning, Loretta Reed. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, at least just unpack. Tacos sound great. James. You're in Texas working right now? So Yeah. All right. Well, comments have slowed down. So, as always, we appreciate you tuning in and watching. We learned a little bit today. We got a lot of weather out there. The Carolinas and Virginia. We got South Florida getting some rains coming. We got cool waters cooling down. We got you got contract for Texas flooding. Well, are you staying out there? A lot of folks end up staying there. No hurricane heat, but that would be interesting. Around the 25th, high pressure. Let's take a look. Everybody that follows me knows that anytime we get anything brewing in the tropics, we have an intense high pressure over the southeast. That's the 25th. Didn't I say let's check the 25th? I mean, that's not like really high, but not too high actually. But that's your EPS anyways. That's not really a good indicator. Could be a period of high pressure. The 25th, ironically. There's a high pressure of the 25th. Why'd you say that? Julie. So let's look at the anomalies there for that time frame, the 25th. God, now you got me all thinking about it now. Okay, let's look at all right, GFS. Let's look at this temperature anomaly. 7 day. Let's do a 5 day anomaly. Around the 25th. It's hot. There's the 28th. It's not cold. Could be 5 degrees. Let's see if we can zoom in a little closer to the southeast. No, let's try again. Let's go Euro. Let's go southeast. Look at a little hotter. This is 27th. I don't see it. Well, that's pretty hot there, 28th. Huh. Glad you mentioned it though. Something to think about. End of the month. The theory is when you get a big high pressure, it kind of dominates things, it steers things, it pulls things, ventilates things, you know. My morning temps were a little warmer today. I could feel a little more wet. Well, we got that front backing up, so the dew points are kind of right. Florida's looking fine. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing coming. So, all right. Well, I'm going to save my voice. We'll be live tomorrow. We'll have pictures letting everybody know how the meet and greet goes tonight. Hopefully, come on out and see our good friends out there. Let's close the show with my buddy Frank and crew from Coastal Claims. They were very busy after last year's season and helping folks with insurance. So if you ever need any help, they're great folks. And a lot of our NWP family has used them in their insurance needs. So appreciate all their support over the years, and definitely have helped a lot of our MWP followers and friends and neighbors get a little bit more, a lot more money sometimes. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. All right, have a great day, and see what tomorrow brings. I'll be posting here about 12 o'clock when the 12Z models come out. We'll start looking down the road. All right. Sounds good. See ya.